Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to two of the biggest stars in the world ever. It's a delight to talk to Richard. How are you?
Oh, you're very kind to put me on that plateau with the other big, who I would agree is a good big star. I'm really well. Thank you.
It's so nice to see you. And we've never spoken before, but of course, what a career and life you have. I've watched you for years, and the backbone of your act in the last 20 years is, of course, your friend we're going to meet in a minute. But your real passion is magic, where you started.
Indeed, I was the Young Magician of the Year when I was 15 years old, and I became a professional illusionist, which I did for sort of 15, 16 years, and I got some really big stuff, big spectacular nonsense I was doing. I loved performing. I had lots of girls and assistants, and I had motorcycles and water tanks and crazy stuff. And as you rightly say, that all stopped when I met Sooty, and I became went from trying to be the next David Copperfield to being this kind of comedy sidekick to the most famous bear on telly. So
you're both here in Nottingham this Christmas in Cinderella, and we can't wait to see you. I suppose we should meet the star of the show, shouldn't we?
We should, and he's thrilled to be here, but you have to knock on the box. Can you reach in and just knock on the box? See if you can?
I haven't got a spare hand. That's the flaw.
Do you know what? I use that line quite a lot when I'm asked to sign stuff. I said, well, how can I write anything?
Here we go. I found one. There you go.
I'll do it. Knock on the box. Here he is. Hey, there we go. A little wave there. Hello.
Why do we love him so much? Is it because he's the most delicious puppet in history?
Well, I wouldn't. Delicious? Is that the?
He's very cute.
You know, not that I wouldn't know. You know, we are close, but not as close as you might think. He is cute. I mean, he's a cute bear, but I think because we've all watched him at some point in our childhood, we know that he's going to be a little bit naughty. We know he's going to do magic, and you know, I think it just reminds everybody of their childhood, and particularly now as it's spanned the generations. Adults who have children, when they see their kids loving it like they did, they kind of love it a bit more. So it's a perpetual thing, you know.
We're here this year with Kudos at Cinderella here in the Theatre Hall in Nottingham, which is one of the most beautiful theatres on earth. And of course, they give you the budget to make you shine. And I guess the point of the illusions is you can go from the intimacy and the beauty of Sooty to then wow people with these big illusions. And there's nobody else really doing it, is there?
There isn't, not to this scale in this country, and I have to say it's a pure indulgence for me. I mean, I stopped doing the magic, as you know, 20 years ago, and I taught people magic, and one of the young men that I taught moved out to Las Vegas and became David Copperfield's builder, and I just thought about 2 or 3 years ago, I'd love to do those big illusions again. I don't know where I'll do them, but I'd love to do them again. So I called my friend who builds for David, and he said, look, I will make stuff for you. So hang on a minute, I've got to do this. So I have got some incredible stuff which you would not see typically, certainly in the UK, and I'm thrilled to present it in this year's pantomime.
I suppose you're a special act, which are always my favourite. That's the bit we always look forward to in the show. And the special act of being a magician has never been more popular, I think, because of Britain's Got Talent. They really pushed it the last couple of years.
I think magic has had a big resurgence, and I think the great thing, particularly with Magic Live, and Britain's Got Talent is very good at making sure that we see at home what the audience is seeing there because there's a live audience. So what's great about being able to put it on a live stage is when the motorcycle appears, we know we haven't stopped the tape, we know we haven't done a cheeky edit, the audience are going to see that appear from nowhere. As they will do with the other stuff that we're doing, the double sawing in half, which is just my favourite thing at the moment.
Which half do you keep at the end?
Well, I'm not going to spoil the gag, but we will be getting a lady and a gentleman from the audience. We're going to pull some people out of the audience. We're going to chop them both in two. And what we do with the rest of them, you'll have to wait and see, but there's a big, spectacular finish, yeah.
I can't wait to see this, and what a stellar cast. I mean, they've given you Beauty in Cinderella, they've given you a star power in Gareth, they've given you two uglies who are fantastic, and then you're there for the laughs. It must be brilliant to be in part of such a huge show.
It is my favourite time of the year, and it's a privilege. It's a privilege. I never forget. It's a privilege to step out onto a stage with all of that behind you, and let's not forget a live band, not recorded. You know, you've got 8 people in the pit, live brass, live drums. You know, and this beautiful theatre with this £1 million budget for scenery and special effects. I know how they're going to close the first half. We do know, don't we, Sooty? And Cinderella goes to the ball in the coach and the flying horses. It's new. It's mind blowing. It's wonderful that you've got a firm like Kudos that will throw so much back into the show. It's just a privilege to be in it.
And I'm sure next year they'll deny it, but Cinderella is the best pantomime of them all, just because it's the most magical.
You're right, it has got the most magic in it, and for me, it's my favourite because Buttons, I mean, I play all the comedy roles of Panto, you know, Muddles and Silly Billy, but Buttons is the one that doesn't get the girl. Right. He's desperately in love with Cinders and doesn't get her. So you get a bit of story in this one, just a little tad of story, and but of course I'll always have Sooty by my side. He'll never leave me. Well, we're sort of stitched together really in some ways, not stitched, but he's intrinsic to me.
Is there any hope that you could come back with a magic show next year on the back of this and perhaps go back to what you did originally? I mean, he can have some sort of minor role in it. You can perhaps make him disappear and reappear, but it would be great to see you back doing it, because we haven't really got a masked magician doing Grand Illusion, have we?
We haven't, and there is a reason. I mean, budgetary, it's a very expensive thing to put on, and that type of thing. I'd love to do it, but I kind of get my fix at Panto. There is one illusion I can never present in Panto, which I've got, which is a crazy water tank escape. It's on YouTube. If you Google Richard Cadell Illusions, and you'll see that I escape through the front of the tank with the water behind me. I crawl through the glass. Yeah, great fun.
Amazing. Congratulations on everything. Thank you so much for your time. I know you've got a million people to speak to. Good luck with Panto, and we'll see you in December.
Looking forward to it immensely.